Every day at exactly 4 p.m., Mira sat on the same bench in the old park near her apartment. It was a routine so solid, the birds in the trees probably set their watches by her. No matter the weather, sunshine, wind, even drizzle, Mira was there, sketchbook open, pencil in hand. She didn't draw landscapes or flowers or anything people expected from someone in a quiet park. She drew people, strangers mostly, a mother chasing after her toddler. An old man feeding pigeons with a half smile. A teenage couple pretending they weren't holding hands. Mira loved catching life when it wasn't trying to pose. She rarely spoke to anyone. She preferred to observe, to interpret silently, and let her pencil do the talking. That was until the afternoon a guy with a ridiculous neon green umbrella appeared. She had noticed him from a distance, trudging down the path with all the grace of a cat in a puddle, and then, bam! He tripped spectacularly over a squirrel that darted between his legs like it had a death wish. The guy landed on one knee, saved only by his oddly bright umbrella that bent like a wounded limb. Mira stifled a laugh and kept sketching. Moments later, the same green umbrella loomed over her as the guy, soaking wet but oddly cheerful, plopped down beside her on the bench. "You always draw strangers?" he asked, breathless but grinning. She didn't look up. "Only the interesting ones." He raised an eyebrow. "So, am I in the sketch yet?" Mira hesitated, then tilted her sketchpad toward him. There he was, umbrella tilted, eyes wide, a squirrel frozen mid-dash beside his flailing foot. He laughed, loud and unbothered. "You saw that? That's so embarrassing!" "Yep," she said, a small smile tugging at her lips. "That's why you earned a spot." From that day on, he came back. Every day, 4 p.m., same bench. But always with a new umbrella. One day it was covered in rubber ducks. The next, bright yellow with pineapples. Then came one shaped like a swordfish. One even had tiny propellers that spun when the wind blew. He introduced himself eventually. His name was Erev. "I collect weird umbrellas," he confessed once. "Started as a joke, but now it's just a thing I do." Mira didn't mind. In fact, she found herself looking forward to his ridiculous accessories. And perhaps more than that, to the way he laughed. Open and genuine, like the world hadn't taught him to hold back yet. Her sketches began to fill up with him. Him reading a book upside down. Him pretending to battle the rain with his umbrella. Him sneaking crackers to the pigeons behind his back. Slowly, without her realizing it, he became her favorite subject. But one day, he didn't come. She waited, tapping her pencil against the paper. 4:15 came, then 4:45. Nothing. Maybe he was just late. But he didn't come the next day either. Or the day after that. A week passed. Mira brought her sketchbook each day, but never opened it. The bench felt colder without him, emptier. The trees quieter. Then, one rainy afternoon, a knock came at her door. A small package sat on the welcome mat, wrapped in brown paper, edges slightly soggy. Inside was a folded note and a tiny brooch. A miniature umbrella, shimmering silver, shaped like a pineapple, with little jewels for raindrops. The note read, "Had to leave town suddenly. Sorry I didn't say goodbye. But if you're still at the bench at 4 p.m. next Sunday, I'll come back with the most ridiculous ridiculous umbrella yet." Mira held the note against her chest. She read it 3 times before slipping the brooch onto her jacket. Sunday came. She sat on the bench at 3:45, waiting, watching. Clouds loomed, and a soft drizzle began to fall. At 4 p.m. exactly, someone appeared at the path's curve. She recognized the way he walked immediately, even from a distance. But what caught her off guard was the umbrella. It was massive, metallic, shaped like a flying saucer, complete with blinking lights and spinning rings that glowed blue. He waved from beneath it, grinning like an idiot. She laughed, loudly this time, and stood up as he reached her. "You kept your promise," she said, brushing a raindrop from her sketchbook. He tilted the UFO umbrella toward her. "Told you it would be the most ridiculous one yet." Mira didn't reply. She just opened her sketchpad to a fresh page and began to draw him under the spaceship, his eyes squinting from his own grin. And this time, she knew he wouldn't stop at just skit. Thank you very much if you listened to the full story. Make sure to like the video if you like the story, and also subscribe the channel for more amazing stories like this.